A new WWE show has been revealed. Plus, we're going to be talking about Uncle Howdy's return leak. We're going to talk about all that plus so much more right here on The Ango Show. Welcome back to The Ango Show. I want to kick things off with Stephanie McMahon. Obviously, there's been a lot of confusion as to what her involvement in the WWE it currently is. Obviously, we have talked about Stephanie since she's appeared on WWE television. WWE brought her back as well for the draft. A lot of people have just kind of been concerned or confused or not really sure what to think of it. A lot of people didn't know exactly if she's actually back in the company because there had been rumors that she was coming back to the company in a official capacity. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select did actually break it down on his Q&A session. Basically, what he says was that there are no plans for Stephanie McMahon to return permanently. However, she was welcomed back from the people backstage. Now, there's two things I really want to talk about here when it comes to Stephanie McMahon. I think these are the two really important factors that people need to truly understand as we move forward. One, when Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan became co-CEO at the time that Vince McMahon stepped down due to the allegations a couple of years ago, a lot of people said positive things about the environment working for WWE and more specifically Stephanie McMahon. If you look it up, I mean, if you read the articles, if you read the dirt sheets, if you read interviews, a lot of people spoke highly about Stephanie McMahon. They also spoke very highly about Triple H and Nick Khan in the way that day-to-day business was ran, the way the environment has shifted from a completely chaotic environment to one that is much more calm and much more friendlier to the talent. And obviously that's important, right? Because Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan becoming co-CEOs, I said it at the time, it's not very common that you see co-CEOs. WWE at that time made that decision. And for a short period of time without Vince McMahon, it looked like everything was changing. Everything was getting better. And then obviously Vince McMahon weaseled his way through and got back into the WWE. I think the second thing that people need to really acknowledge here is exactly what is happening in real time, which is the fact that Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE are in a ongoing lawsuit. The Janelle Grant case is obviously a big deal. Now, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Nick Khan have not been alleged to have been involved in anything. Obviously, you know, wrestling fans, especially when they're pushing the tribalism thing, they don't tend to talk about this. But the reality is that while it's safe to assume things, or it's easy to just, you know, blatantly say whatever you want, the reality is when you read that lawsuit, they weren't alleged to have done anything that Vince McMahon or John Laurinaitis have done, right? So that lawsuit that's currently ongoing, I think the big thing is like Vince McMahon, right? Especially when it comes to Vince McMahon, the McMahon name has obviously kind of been tarnished here. Not kind of, I mean, it really has been tarnished. I think the most important thing that people need to realize, though, is that it is currently ongoing. There's a judicial system. They're going to get to the bottom of it. But when it comes to Stephanie coming back into the company, I mean, if I'm Stephanie, would I even want to be involved with that? You know, I think obviously when she comes in and does the WWE draft or she does WrestleMania 40 or something like that, she is kind of like a, you know, like a surprise on-screen character. But from a backstage perspective, because of her ties to her father, I don't know if she would want to be involved in the WWE. So I think that is something important to acknowledge. And then I also think we need to just acknowledge the fact that Stephanie McMahon is a businesswoman who also has other business things to take care of. So being there full time in the WWE doesn't make as much sense. The one scenario where I could see Stephanie McMahon coming back, obviously people like her, TKO enjoys her. I think it's really important to mention that if Nick Khan were to ever leave the WWE, step down from the WWE, go into another business venture away from the WWE, Stephanie McMahon would be somebody who I think TKO would make that call and have Nick Khan replaced by her. Just want to say that. Guys, let's talk about Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. Obviously, WWE is continuing the trend of some really good, thrilling, and fun QR codes. These QR codes have led to tons of videos. It led to a live Twitch special where I wish I could even explain it in the slightest, but it is the most chaotic and crazy thing that we have ever seen. And obviously, you know, one thing that really needs to be said here about the Uncle Howdy thing is that there is a common trend amongst all of these teases, and it's right in front of your face. And basically all of them are pointing to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia when WWE goes for King and Queen of the Ring tournament. And it got me thinking, because all of these dates, all of these numbers, it's all leading to Saudi Arabia. Now, if WWE has Uncle Howdy show up at King and Queen of the Ring, we really got to just talk about what that potential feud looks like. And it's actually really difficult to predict a feud because Uncle Howdy is a character, and I'm just being honest here. These supernatural characters, these gimmicks, right? It's not about wins and losses. And I've said that about Bray Wyatt, and I'll say that about Uncle Howdy. But they're not about wins and losses. It's about the story that's being told. I'm almost curious as if WWE is going to have Cody Rhodes feud with Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six in the meantime, right? And obviously the idea would be for Cody to become, I mean, he's already the top babyface, but I think it would be the idea that they're creating the ultimate superhero at the end of the day. That's my prediction, but I'm having a very hard time predicting it because I feel like if you're going to King and Queen of the Ring, I mean, do you have Uncle Howdy take out the winner of the King of the Ring tournament? Like, who does he start a feud with? That's the one thing not a lot of people are talking about, is who they actually feud with. These QR codes they're leading into something very special. And obviously I'm very excited about it. And, you know, one thing that I want to talk about too was Insider Pro Wrestling on Twitter actually revealed that, you know, one member of the community, Jody Gilly, unfortunately passed away. And if anybody who is on the IWC or social media knows, Jody was like the #1 super fan of Bray Wyatt and all of this stuff that they've been telling the story of. And unfortunately, it was revealed that she passed away, right? And Rob Fee, the guy who is behind the brains of all this stuff, they even acknowledged her and paid a little tribute to her in the source code. So I'm looking at this as something that's very exciting. I think WWE has a very, very, very big vision. And at the same time of telling a story, they've still figured out a way to show a little bit of love to the community and to a specific member who is obviously a big part of it. Jody was a very positive person. My interactions were positive. So obviously, you know, it's very unfortunate when you hear of this news. And obviously, you know, coming from me, my condolences to the family. And I just want to see them knock it out of the park, man. I think that's what the fans want. I know that's what she would have wanted. I know that's what I want. And ultimately, when I see something like this play out throughout time, I look at Uncle Howdy and the character and the Bray Wyatt character. I look at that as a very fun, compelling part of television. And I look forward to seeing what they do next. And that leads me to our final topic. WWE has filed for a new trademark. On May 17th, they filed for the trademark WWE Vault for Entertainment Services with the United States PTO, Patent and Trademark Office. WWE Vault trademark registration is intended to cover the categories of entertainment services, namely a show about professional wrestling, entertainment services, namely the production and exhibition of professional wrestling events rendered through broadcast media and television. Guys, I have no idea what WWE is doing here. Basically, what you need to know is it sounds like it's going to be an in-ring show. Maybe it's another digital show. They have WWE Speed on X. WWE is very, very aware of how social media works. That's the reason why the QR code thing for the Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy stuff makes so much sense. WWE launching a new show, cool. However, I do want to ask, at what point is too many shows too many shows? That's my question. You know, I watch WWE Speed, but it only takes 2 minutes and 48 seconds and sometimes even a minute. So they're not long episodes. They're not long matches. I'm scrolling on Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff anyway, so it's very easy to catch a glimpse of it. But if WWE's launching another show, what exactly is it? I personally thought WWE Vault would be like a studio-based show or a type of show that like honors the history of WWE or feuds or whatever. Obviously, they have a lot of stuff going on with A&E, so who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.